Welcome to this special edition of The Race, Debate Night Edition. I'm Chance Seals in Atlanta in the spin room just outside where former President Trump and President Biden are going to face off tonight. All right, so let's get right to it. What are the stakes this evening and what are the numbers showing? Let's show it to you here. It comes with some polls showing Donald Trump leading both nationally and in battleground states that are likely to decide the outcome. So a strong performance for Trump could solidify that advantage, perhaps, while the president is also looking to boost his numbers. A huge audience is expected to watch this debate live. But according to a Syracuse Ipsos poll, Republican viewers could outnumber the Democrats tonight. 45% of GOP voters describe themselves as very likely to watch. That is compared to 30% of Democrats. Joining us tonight is Republican Congressman Byron Donalds of Florida. Congressman, thank you for being here. Of
course.
So there's a difference there between Republicans watching, Democrats watching. Is that a stand-in for enthusiasm in your mind?
I totally believe so. I think if you look at what's happening right now in our politics, Republican voters, they're motivated. They are ready to go. Democrat voters, not so much. They are dealing with the malaise of what Joe Biden has done to America. The policies aren't working. Inflation, immigration, foreign policy. It seems that there's just crises after crises after crises when it comes to Joe Biden. So Democrat voters are looking around at each other saying, man, what is going on? This is part of the reason why black men are saying, you know what? We think we've had enough of Joe Biden. It's a serious thing happening in our country. Joe Biden's got a lot of ground he's got to cover tonight. I don't think he's got the ability to do so.
Could you tell me more about that, black men? Because, for instance, I've talked to a lot of people here in Atlanta.
Right.
I've been shocked how many people said, I am not into this. I just don't feel like it's happening. Yet you look at the numbers. I mean, the black vote is the crux of the Democratic base. What in particular are they unhappy about with President Biden?
Well, number one, the ability to actually do the job. Like, part of the presidency is the mantle of leadership. It is showing up. It is exuding confidence. Joe Biden doesn't do that. Then you get to the policies. Inflation has crippled the purchasing power of families across this country. Black families aren't immune to that. How are you going to build generational wealth when the price of food, the price of energy, the price of materials, the price to fix your car have all shot up, the price of housing, the price of rent, all that has shot up under Joe Biden. Then you have the illegal immigration on top of that, which is overwhelming cities like Atlanta and every other city in the country. Black men see this. Everybody sees this. It's not been successful. It doesn't work. And you know that this is only happening because Joe Biden is president, because people remember Donald Trump's presidency. Wages were thriving. The border was secure. The globe was much safer when Donald Trump was president.
A lot of people also felt worn out during the Trump presidency. In the mornings, people would wake up and say, what does today hold? I don't know. When you look at the polls and people say, the thing I remember then was how I felt. So what feeling does he need to impart on the American people tonight?
I think the feeling tonight is that there is a better way to run our country, that our country has such great promise if we have the right policies that put the American people first, as opposed to globalists, as opposed to Democrat activists, as opposed to Democrat billionaires, because those are the only people who are getting their way today in the United States. Everybody else is struggling. Everybody else is not happy.
The Trump tax cuts.
They worked.
They benefited
They benefited everybody. You look at, and this is important, you look at every demographic group, every economic sector of our economy, everybody did well. And listen, we got to get away from these Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, class warfare, that if a rich guy is doing well, that's to the detriment of a poor guy. That's not true. If a rich guy is doing well, poor people are doing well as also. And the Trump tax cuts and the Trump economy prove that. Record wages for black people, for Hispanic people in our country, record take-home pay. That's the stuff that really matters.
I was going to ask you, can you operationalize that for me? So it has to go beyond, it sounds like you're saying, I feel your pain, I know your situation. There is a proportionality of who benefits from our system. And if the little guy feels like, okay, maybe I earn a little bit more money, but he's earning a whole lot more money, how can Trump say to them, no, I'm going to fix that for you?
I will tell you, that's not even the way to look at it. Listen, MSNBC, other networks, not your network, have covered black men around the country. What are they saying to these reporters? They're saying when Donald Trump was president, I was doing better. They're not rich people. They're working people. They're working hard. They're building something. They are now on the record saying, I was doing better when Donald Trump was president. I was in a barbershop in Atlanta yesterday. One of the panelists that was with me, he's a business owner here in Atlanta. He said, not me, his business was thriving and doing better when Donald Trump was president. That's a black entrepreneur here in Atlanta. The facts are clear. And everybody, what you've seen between these two presidents is you saw America go one way and you saw America go another. Everybody has seen it. This is one of the reasons why, if you look at polling, black people under the age of 50 are very open to voting for Donald Trump, supporting Donald Trump. I believe tonight's going to be the pathway for that to grow. And then, of course, the campaign the rest of the way till November.
Am I speaking to the next vice president right now?
I don't know. You got to ask Donald Trump that question.
What materials have you submitted for vetting?
I will tell you. I don't get into that. The conversations I have with President Trump and the campaign around that subject, I'm not going to get into because I want to respect their privacy. They have a big decision to make. I think Donald Trump's going to make a great decision.
He said he made it.
Well, when he announces it, he will tell you. And I know there's a bunch of speculation who's in Atlanta, who's not in Atlanta. Let me just tell you this. Donald Trump's going to announce that on his time when he's ready, and I know he's going to make a tremendous choice.
Mm-hmm. Have you heard anything?
I'm not going to tell you. You get nothing from me.
But you're here, a loyal, happy soldier to be here tonight, and it seems like other people are going to be here doing the surrogate work as well. Do you expect to be, after tonight, what do you expect to be walking away from here saying to the people who listen to you?
What I expect tonight is that the American people are going to see clearly that Donald Trump has a plan to fix our country, and Joe Biden doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have a strategy. All he has to talk about is the past, or he wants to pull on heartstrings, but he doesn't want to talk about the reality of what is facing the American people. Donald Trump's going to do
So tonight, Trump looking forward, not backward.
100%.
Okay. Congressman Donald, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.